Hello there, I'm Jimmy Vegas and welcome to the 7th video in a series of game development tutorials on how to make your own 3D platform game in Unity 6. This tutorial will be covering jumping, sound effects as well as cameras. Remember to subscribe and click the notification bell to stay up to date with every tutorial I upload. Feel free to leave a comment and drop a like. I also have a Patreon page where you can help be a part of this channel, and you'll also find all the scripts and the assets to this series there too, along with plenty of other things. You can also now join as a free member. Now, on with the tutorial. So last time we had the script for our character created and she moves around perfectly fine. So at this point the camera is focused right here. You know, it's not moving where it should do. It looks a bit odd. So what I'm going to do, at least maybe temporarily, is kind of work with the camera to make it seem a bit more like a platform game. Firstly, I want to start by taking the player and rotating by 180 degrees because I want them to face this way to begin with. Let's also move this red gem over here, so a bit more easy collection for us when we get to that a little later on. The player, we now need to just attach this main camera to the player. And if we go down, you can see there are a couple of things already there. Let's see how this looks on different objects. So let's take the main camera and place it onto player. Now, if we press play now, the camera will indeed move with the player, but it won't look natural. It'll look a bit strange. You can see there, things look a bit weird because of how we have the camera set up. So what we need to do is reset the camera's whole position and make it look sensible. So let's do 0, 0, 0 on its position. And here, in the scene view, let's move the camera into a more appropriate position. So let's move it up, let's reset the rotation, and let's pull this backwards, maybe up a bit more, and let's rotate on the X a bit more downward. Now it is entirely up to you how you have your camera. If you want to have it like this, it's entirely up to you. If you want to have it different, again, this is just a nice, quick, easy way of being able to control things. Like you can see, this is much more controllable now. Awesome. We can move our character around. Awesome. So for now, this camera, I'm going to keep it as it is. I'm going to put this game view back to normal here. And in fact, let's see how this looks now. Because we can't really see our character's legs there, so I might want to zoom out a little bit more. Yeah, let's zoom this out a tad more. So let's go back to our scene view. Let's pull this backwards. There we go. I think that should be okay for now. You take the time to get the camera in the correct kind of position that you need. So next thing I want to do is I want to be able to collect this gem right here. And to do that, what we'll need to do is bring in the sound effect for it. So let's go to our assets folder. Let's go to audio. Let's right click and create a new folder and just call this FX. And in here, I'm going to drag and drop this gem collect, which you can download for free. Go to the pinned comment or link in the description. You can download this absolutely free. And if we go up here to our level controls and to audio, let's right click and create empty. And let's call this FX. And inside FX, let's right click, create empty again. Let's have this as gem collect. And let's drag and drop this audio file onto gem collect and untick play on awake. So what we've done here is we have created ourselves the ability to play this particular file whenever we collect this particular gem. Now if you remember when we set up the script for this gem, if I just click on it, we had down here the gem collect audio source. Well, this is where it now comes into play. We just need to drag and drop this gem collect onto here. Next thing we need to do is we need to make sure we tick is trigger on the box collider on our red gem. And what that will do is it will allow our character right here to collide with the gem, make it disappear and play the sound. So let's give this a go. You can see all this coming together now. So we should be able to run forward. Perfect. We collected the gem and it played a sound. So what happens if we have multiple? Let's hold control, press D on the red gem. Let's put another one here, another one there, and another one here. And let's try and collect them all. Should be nice and simple. So as soon as we're in, let's collect. Awesome. And the great thing is, they don't actually need to stay red. Let's quickly make this one blue. So let's change the name of this one to blue gem. Let's go to our materials. Let's go to the red gem material, hold Control, press D. Rename it to blue gem. And let's change the color to blue. And then attach that material to the blue gem. If it wants to do it, it doesn't want to. Let's do it that way. There we go. So now, if we press play, we should have 3 gems and 3 red gems and 1 blue gem to collect. Might need to change the rotate speed of our character, but there we go. Awesome. You know, we've got sound effects working. It's starting to feel like a game. But one thing we are missing here is the ability to jump. So I mentioned last time when we did the big massive code about the player controls that we needed to make a little bit more when it came to jumping. So if I press play now and try jumping, which is the spacebar, nothing quite works as intended. So what's happening here? Well, it's hard to kind of gauge what exactly is going on, but if we go back to our script, we can see down here that if get button down is jump. Now, let me show you what this actually relates to and how we could effectively change it. So if we go to Unity and go to Edit and then go to Project Settings, you'll have something called Input Manager here. So you can click on Axes and Jump. And you can see that the positive button is indeed called space. So theoretically, you should be able to use that. However, we've used different ways of doing things, and it's up to you whether you want to continue using this or not. But if you go back to here and use the same methods as we've got here, so we could say input.key W, so we can copy that there and replace it there. And let's have this as, for now, let's have it as the E key. We'll probably change this a little later on. But let's resave that for now. And let's head back into Unity. Give it a second just to compile. And what we'll do is we will press play and we'll keep an eye on our character. We'll try and look at some values that exist. So let's click on our player, scroll down, and we can see is jumping is not ticked. So if we press the E key, we jump. You know, we can jump. Awesome, cool. However, there is nothing more we can do. If we try moving forward, the whole script is glitched. You can see that that isn't normal. That's absolutely not normal. There is ways that we need to change that. And what we'll do is we'll create something called a coroutine. And that coroutine is going to reset our jumping. So if we head to our script, we'll keep this as E for now. Again, we might change it a little later on. It's just for testing purposes. What we need to do is create that coroutine. So if you go from this line here, void update, follow it all the way down to the close curly bracket, hit return a couple of times, and then type I enumerator, and we'll call this reset jump, open close bracket, open curly bracket. Now what we need to do here is we need to say, oh, how long is our jump? It's roughly just under a second, so we need to wait just under a second before we reset the process. So we can say yield return new wait 4 seconds, and in brackets it's just a case of saying 0.9 might do it. So 0.9f close bracket semicolon, and after that we say is jumping equals true. Sorry, false, because we're already jumping, aren't we? There we go. At this point, we then need to tell the update method when to run this coroutine. Now, there is a very specific point that you have to place this, otherwise it's going to go a little bit wrong. And that is where we've got this section here, where we said if we press the E key to jump, then we set is jumping as true. We play the jump animation, we increase the velocity, but we need to then reset it. So we can say after that, start coroutine, and in brackets reset, jump, open close bracket, semicolon, and save the script. So essentially what we've done here is we are saying that when we jump, we are going to need to reset it, because if we don't reset it, we end up with basically a glitched, frozen character, which still plays, but it doesn't work properly. So what we'll do is go back to Unity now, and let's press play. And hopefully we should be able to jump, and everything will carry on as normal. So jump. Ooh. Why not working? Why are we not working? Okay, hang on. We're not working. What's going on there? Let me quickly check this. Everything should be fine. Okay, so if I go back in, press play, and jump. Okay, something is going on here. So it looks like our... Right, I think what we need to do is set our center here. So our velocity there was going a bit crazy. So what we'll need to do is probably bring this up out the ground ever so slightly. So we'll say probably oops, that's the wrong one. Let's say probably 1.05. Let's double click on it and just make sure that things do look okay. Because if they're intersecting, we may have, you know, small problems, but everything looks like it is okay. So let's try that again. We had the jump working, didn't we? It's decided it doesn't want to do it now. So, no, it still doesn't want to do it. Right, so I'm going to have to take a quick look and try and understand why this isn't working, because we are grounded, but it thinks we're not. So what happens if we move our character? Oh, there we go. It's working now. Jumping. There we go. Perfect. I think we might need to reduce just a little bit the number here. So I think it might be 0.8. Okay, so there we go. Let's resave that script. And tell you what, should we change it to space instead of E? E feels a little bit weird. So let's have this as space and then save. So what we've done here is we've said keycode.space, so space is the jump. So let's head back into Unity, zoom out a touch, let's press play, let's start running, and let's make sure our jump actually works as intended again. There we go. So we should be able to jump across here. Perfect. Awesome. Jumping is now working. So next tutorial, what I think we're going to take a look at is what could we do next? I know what we can do. Let's do a scoring system. So whenever we collect these particular gems, we need to, say, get 100 points or maybe 200 points for the blue one, something like that. That will require some UI elements on screen. So yeah, I think we'll look at doing that in the next tutorial. Remember to subscribe. And if you want to see all of my tutorials, feel free to check out my channel. Make sure you do click that notification bell, because then you'll be able to see when the next tutorial comes up. And hopefully I will see you in the next one.